Welcome to us here in Extra Time. Everyone's here.
Well,
You all right?
we're coming up with.
Man United fans do think that.
What, that we don't talk about them?
No, I only come in if they get beat.
Okay.
As if the schedule is done like 10 minutes after.
That's it.
Oh, full time.
Let go in Denmark. Come on, Greg.
Oh, I'm baking a cake for you.
Oh, wow. That'd be lovely. Imagine Craig in the kitchen with the apron, weighing the flour.
This one's for Dan. A bit of arsenic in there.
Beautiful. How are you, Frank? You all right?
I'm great. I just realized that November 28th, I'm very sorry, I won't celebrate your birthday because it's my daughter's birthday and I only celebrate one birthday a day. So I'm
Great
very
people
sorry
born
about
on that day. No, wonderful. Very
That's a Wednesday.
Is that
Well,
3 weeks from today.
I think
my rationale was
Here we go.
Thanksgiving is in the last Thursday.
No. Thanksgiving's not the last Thursday.
Is it not?
No.
third?
It's
Third Thursday.
Today's
Third
is
Thursday.
7th.
Third Thursday.
Today's
Saying
is
that
7th.
quickly. Yeah.
Today's is 7th. It's 3 weeks from today.
There you
Yeah, but I thought Thanksgiving was the final Thursday.
No.
Well, it should be.
Why?
It's the second to last Thursday.
Second to last. Oh, we got that wrong.
Or the third.
Oliver?
How long you been here? Even I knew that. So it's second to last.
Yep. Go with that. Just go with that. Trust me, Craig.
Frank, you were at my house for Thanksgiving last year.
Oh, what a moment.
What a moment that was.
Yes.
Yes.
That was a great time. We had a very good food and everybody was nice. And we had Mr. Casey Keller coming with us. That was great, entertaining.
What'd you do, microwave it?
No, Denise did a big old spread.
On the microwave?
Yeah. No, that was great.
was
That was
nice.
great.
Yeah.
It was great.
Yeah, it was very good. Things got a bit political. I moved away from the table at that stage.
You got a takeaway, didn't you?
Which of you had Dortmund ahead in Group F on your bingo card at this point? Be honest. Did you have Dortmund top, Shaq? Newcastle rubbish.
No, but they're still going out.
Are you still going out?
I
Yeah.
had PSG and Newcastle going through my Dortmund card and my bingo card.
Okay.
I feel you're not quite with it today.
I'm clinging. I'm clinging.
But what are you clinging to, though, Shaq?
What do you mean today?
Yes.
I get to hope. That's all I got. That's all I got left.
Frank, does Leao have potential to be one of the leading players in this new generation alongside Mbappe, Vinny Jr. and co?
Well, is that Rafael?
Yes, yeah,
that's it.
Rafael.
Yes. I mean, what he showed today to the world is pure talent, pure commitment. But we all know that his main problem is the consistency. He's been booed like 15 days ago by the fans, and I think when he scored, he showed them that he didn't forget. Yes, he could be one of the biggest players in the world. But as we judge the players on this consistency, he has a big job to do about that.
Frank, why do you always say 15 days for 2 weeks instead of 14? My wife does that as well.
What do you mean?
Well, because 2 weeks is 14 days, isn't it?
Yeah.
But he said 15 days, meaning 2 weeks.
Yeah, because we say that in French. We say 15 jours, we say 15 days instead of 14. You're right. I should have. Oh, yeah, I'm sorry.
No,
sorry,
it's all right.
It's what we say in French.
It's because they do it in Spain as well. Do they do that in Venezuela?
I suppose so, Dan, but I don't know why this is so
I'm just
important to
intrigued.
you.
It's just-
This
It's so judgmental. That's
Go back to sleep, you.
is clinging.
50, so 2 weeks. 2 weeks time, they say 15 days.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Craig, who will go deeper in the tournament, PSG or Barcelona?
Well, Barcelona are definitely going to qualify.
Yes.
PSG should. Right? Wake up. Look into my eyes. Look into my eyes. Oh, you're awake. I'm going to say if Barcelona get their act together, and they will need to, I'm going to say Barca.
Barcelona?
Sure, let's go with Barcelona.
Ali, after today's performance, how wrong was Luis Garcia's assessment of Dembele?
Well-
you'd quite a heated arguments with him throughout the.
Well, I've been very consistent with my argument about Dembele is that I would not have him in my team because he's the sort of player that you're thinking about potential instead of actual numbers, actual productivity, actually winning games and scoring goals. I don't think Ousmane Dembele is a guy that helps you win games consistently because his performances are not consistent. And that's when he's on the field. I'm not even talking about when he's injured or whatever the case may be. Today was as good as an example as you can possibly have with Ousmane Dembele. He hit the post, some people would say, okay, that doesn't count for a goal. No. And in terms of finding a final pass, not quite there. Final product, not quite there. A whole lot of running, step overs, and this and that. And it's the sort of guy, and Frank alluded to it in the show, is the almost sort of guy. And that is a perfect description of what Ousmane Dembele is. Almost there. He almost scored. He almost found a pass. He almost dribbled a guy. For all the cutting back and forth, step overs, and this and that and the other, there's nothing with substance behind his game. And so therefore, I would not have him on my team, is what I've been saying all along.
It's the Barca connection, isn't it?
What do you mean? Luis Garcia's Barca connection? Yeah.
Slightly skewed the...
Like Shaka saying Newcastle going for
Yes.
Well, such bias in this
I
studio.
don't know what
exactly.
he was trying to say earlier.
Frank, why do you think PSG keep failing to show up for these big Champions League away games?
For what I explained during the show, they don't have what we call la grinta, and maybe Ali can explain better than me, but there's a kind of a fighting spirit where you're ready to fight. When you play away from home, you have to fight against 11 players, but also the atmosphere that you are facing. You're not comfortable, you don't know the place, and you have to very much stick together in order to win or well, I guess to be successful. And they're not there. They don't play together. They don't fight together. They choose their game, and they don't have in their core. They don't have that fighting spirit that for me is very necessary in order to win games away from home.
We talked about that quite a lot on the show. Be sure to check out that. Meanwhile, time for Shaka to pick a name out the sky. Who's been the best goalkeeper in the Champions League so far?
Kobel.
No, here we go. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
That's a lot. I don't know. I give up.
Okay.
That's it?
What, in general?
I thought you were clinging.
That's it. Time to go
Just say
home.
Nick Pope and be done with it.
All right, Nick Pope. I'm be done with it.
Who will Ange be more upset at, Craig? Romero or Udogie?
No, I think Romero.
Yeah?
I mean, Udogie is a young player. He's just come in, has done tremendously well. And that, for any young player, particularly in a big derby, is a learning curve. We're talking about a World Cup winner here, not somebody who's wet behind the ears, Romero. He knew what he was doing, right? He flicked out stupidly on Colwell in the halfway line. Stupid. How it was missed, should have got sent off. Even if people say, oh, it was petulant, doesn't matter. You're not allowed to do it. So he was already on the edge, and then that follow through was just premeditated and ridiculous. So Romero, because he'll get the 3-game ban, Udogie will probably get a game, whatever it is. He'll get 3 games. He's already got Van de Ven out now for I don't know how long with a hamstring. So for me, 100%, I'm looking at the guy who I'm leaning on to basically marshal my whole back four. And that's a concern. That would be a concern for me.
Frank, on yesterday's show, Craig said we didn't learn anything about Chelsea in that win yesterday. Shaka said we did. They're worse than we thought they are. What do you think of that?
Well, I have to agree with the guys. You know, I mean, it's more the circumstances of the game which made Chelsea win that game, but it's not because they were better. They might show some character, but remember that 2-1, Dyer scored a goal. He could have been on, and it was just offside for margin. So, I need more. I need more to judge Chelsea and to see if they are better. But it's more a failure, let's say, by accident from Spurs than anything else. So I encourage the Chelsea fan that I'm close to not brag too much about that win, because really we need more than that to really judge if Chelsea is getting better, even if it's always a pleasure to win against Spurs.
There you go.
Didn't Xhaka get some attention on social media because of those comments about
No,
Chelsea?
well, I don't think we should. Anyway,
Why not?
I don't know.
You got a bit of stick.
I don't know if Xhaka needs that to be
That sort of
exposed.
pressure?
Well, you can
Too
see.
late now. I woke up to it.
Well, it's
I woke up to it this morning.
It's crystal clear how it's affected him today. See what that?
It's rocked him.
But he's rocked him to the core, such that he now thinks Newcastle are going to drop the group, win the Champions League.
And using his own words, barely clinging.
There you are.
Yeah. Carry on.
What the hell were you doing last night? That glazed look.
Basically, someone sent Xhaka a DM, and I won't go into it, but the title of it was "Sick Individual." Chelsea fans. This is for you, Craig, because I know that you've got an answer to this. Watch the video of Xabi Alonso at training with Bayer Leverkusen showing off his passing skills to the players during a drill. Did your manager ever actively participate in training?
Yes.
Which one should we talk about?
Well, it wasn't Jim.
No, Jim Smith.
Wasn't the bald eagle. Wasn't Wim Jansen. Great Dutch player. But it was Glenn Hoddle, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the trouble was, Glenn, when he first became Chelsea manager, was Chelsea player manager.
Okay.
So he was, I think, I'm going to say 34, 35. So he was still training, keeping himself fit, putting himself on the side, and got frustrated when other people couldn't play. Because Glenn was known as, I don't know how many times Glenn played for England, 50 or 60, whatever it is, but he was definitely one of the best technicians. Now, Stevie will say, when Liverpool played against his Tottenham side, they were soft.
Right.
But there's no getting away. He could pass the ball as well as anybody in British football. But he used to get a little frustrated. But then he used to always pick himself, particularly for away games. And this did not go down with one or two of the boys.
No, I bet.
But-
Because obviously he's playing in place of them.
Well, yeah, he's not only playing in place of them, but if he then inserts himself into a slightly more attacking midfield role,
Your legs.
that means others are going to have to do the donkey work.
Running, yeah.
And
Did
why
that
is-
include you as one of the guys doing the running?
Correct. But I never used to say as much as Dennis Wise.
Right.
Oh, I can't repeat what Dennis used to say.
Oh, dear.
Particularly when Glenn
It's worse than Shaka's DM.
particularly when Glenn picked himself for Liverpool away,
Wow.
middle of winter.
Wow.
But he was a good guy to play for, to be honest. But then he went through this stage as well, where he was on the bench and he was bringing himself on for a cameo every game, around 80 minutes. But it just seemed that the cameo he was always coming on for was for one individual.
Mr. White? Oh, yeah.
And I got very annoyed at this.
Wow.
Very annoyed.
Ah.
At one point I said to him, is that the only bleep, bleep, bleep number you've got in the bag there? Because it was my number, it was going up every week. Glenn was coming on, and I got really mad about this.
Wow.
But it didn't go down too well.
Oh. Did Kevin Keegan take part in training, Shaq?
Nah.
No?
Keegan never did. Harry never did.
Well, Harry.
Yeah.
He used to stand at the side, Harry.
Yeah, none of my managers ever joined in. I remember I played with Avery John in national team, who was at the Revs with Stevie and Paul, and he said Paul would come in and do the demos.
Yeah.
And he was the best player in
That's
the
what they
stadium.
said. Stevie and Paul had like a drill where they would beat everyone each time.
Avery says it's like they were doing things and the players couldn't do it. So,
Good for morale.
Talking about managers taking part in training, we couldn't even get Jim Smith to come out and watch training.
The horses.
Never mind take part. Jim, who was manager at Newcastle, was at Pompey with Xhaka, one of the great characters.
great.
He'd be like that, and it was an old training ground. He's in his office, he's sat at the desk, he's got the phone, he's going, £100 on the on number 7 at Wincanton at 4, and then you see him looking out the window at training, and be like,
It's all right.
And then he'd come out now and again, shout at a few people, and then go back in.
Yeah.
It's old school. You get the coaches, you get your coaching staff. You set up.
Sir Alex was the same, wasn't he?
Pretty much, yeah. I mean, set up what you want, let them get on with it, and don't micromanage.
Right.
which is not the way they do it now. They sort of, obviously, these managers, they micromanage everything.
Frank Ruud Gullit must have taken part, I imagine.
Oh, I forgot about him.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he was another player manager, and Gianluca Vialli after him. So many example of players of going with us. So like Craig said, I played against Glenn Hoddle when he was in Monaco. I played against him and Mark Hartley. I tell you, playing against Glenn Hoddle was kind of, you are like watching him. The guy was so elegant, it was so unpredictable. That was a real magician. I really appreciated playing against him. I think it was very classy, but not when he was substituting Craig. Not when he was substituting Craig.
That's what I was saying. Apparently, he wasn't so unpredictable.
Well, I'll tell you what,
I'm going to substitute that Burnley again.
if you played against Big Mark Hateley, he must have elbowed you, Big Mark. He elbowed everybody hates.
Oh,
Yeah? He was a physical guy, wasn't he? Right.
It was amazing. I mean, I played against Ferguson, Everton, Keane and Sunderland, Dublin and Coventry. But when you played against Mark Hartley, you had the devil playing against you. When he was jumping, he was magnificent. He was taking the whole space and it was impossible to catch him. A great player, in a kind of Ali's range. Loved being in the 6-yard box.
Beautiful.
Lovely.
That was it. That brings us to the end of today's show. Is everyone back tomorrow?
I'm not.
What?
Depends.
Probably for the best.
Take a break, Shaq. Take a break.
Don't pick the phone up tonight. don't pick.
Stevie's in tomorrow.
Well, somebody has to be on standby.
What, in case United win?
If United win,
Then you won't do the
I'm
show.
out.
Yes.
United lose,
Yeah.
I'm in. So.
Yeah. That, of course, will be one of our main focuses tomorrow. Arsenal, of course, in action as well. Be sure to join us. What are you going to do tomorrow, Shane?
Relax.
Wake up.
Again?